Okay, it's about 8:35 p.m. and it is Monday, September the 7th, 2020. Today is Labor Day. It is considered as a holiday. However, online classes still continue with lectures because we're on a schedule, as you should know. This is week 5. This is week 5. And that after this, there'll be just one more lecture. So I will provide you with details to your questions. Some of you sent me questions about assignments that are due yesterday on Sunday. Want to know if you can still submit them. Remember, I went over this. You have up until 7 days to submit your assignments. However, um, you are going to lose points unless there is extenuating circumstances. And if I don't know about extenuating circumstances, then I'm going to be deducting points. So you need to remember that. So I always encourage you to reach out to me as soon as you have a problem so that I'll be aware of it. But unless, and some students do, and then, I'm looking for their papers to be late. But you need to let me know, and then when you do let me know, include a note attached to your written assignment. So again, I'm not talking about those zeros anymore. I already explained that a few weeks ago about the reason why there's zeros. In week 4, today I will be entering zeros for assignments that were not completed for week 4 as of yesterday. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen because I got a little bit of information I need to impart to you because we have a pretty long video today. So you see week 4 lecture, and then we have one more lecture. And so let's look at the course calendar. And you can see, let's see. I think you can see, wait a minute, you might not be able to see. Maybe I didn't share my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay, there it goes. Sorry about that. So you can see we have one more lecture to go, week 5, and then we are done. And then, so now let's look at the course calendar again. This time you can actually see it as I'm sharing. You can see that today is the 7th and that your reading assignment, of course, is there. Your initial post is due tomorrow night on incarceration or treatment. Your reply post is due Saturday on incarceration or treatment. And then your written assignment, your course project, and then, of course, your quiz. Be aware that next Sunday, the 13th, you start week 6, that next day. The course ends that Friday. So when you get to the 11th, which is 4 days from now, the course ends in 1 week. No exceptions, okay? So let's go to module 5. Again, I've reminded you about the drugs and crime course guide throughout the course. You can use that. So let's go to assignments. And here it is, the heroin addiction. Now, you should be aware that this should be the last written course project. I don't think in week 6 let me go back again, but I'm almost sure that we went over this. There is none. There's a final. So week 5 is the last of your written assignments. Okay. Heroin and addiction, one person's journey. In order to do this, you're going to have to view the video Chasing the Dragon, the life of an opioid addict. And then you're going to conduct additional research. Now, I will be sharing this video near the end of the session today. It's pretty close to an hour video, and it'll have closed caption so you can see it and take notes at the same time. So you can complete 2 assignments at once. You can look at the video and pay attention to the lecture. And then you're going to answer these questions. Make sure that it's a minimum of 3 pages, double spaced. I've already said this before. APA formatted. You must include at least 3 credible sources, at least 3, other than your textbook. Do not cite or rely on Wikipedia. We already been over that before. Okay, and then here is the rubric. Due the 13th, 6 days from now. And here is the rubric. And it tells you the same thing that you just saw, those questions. At least 3 credible sources other than the textbook. A minimum of 3 pages. 3 pages means 3 pages. You will lose points if you don't have 3 pages. And then, of course, the normal citations, references, and so forth. Okay. Very, 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 very important. All right. And then, of course, your discussion post. As soon as it goes back to it. There we go. Okay, so your discussion post. And then your quiz, you know all right how it works. And then your live classroom lecture. Okay. So now let's get into the topic for week 5. So we've talked about how law enforcement is starting to respond. I said I would reiterate with that today. I sent you a document, and we're going to just quickly talk about the public health perspective. We're going to pass this for a minute, and then I'm going to show you how this works. All right. So as you should be aware, that law enforcement has begun to move in the direction of recognizing that there is a public health problem with opioid addiction and heroin addiction. And we've studied this, how you're going to discover how it can start with very simple prescription painkillers and elevate all the way to heroin and other opioids. And you're going to recognize and see the seriousness of this epidemic, and that you're going to also understand why I said at the beginning that locking up a person, throwing away the key, is not the solution to helping those individuals, and that we need to move in the direction of public health. And so the key thing with drug addiction is to provide treatment services. And law enforcement agencies are beginning to understand that it is one of the issues that they must be involved with. As I said last week, become almost like EMTs. You have Narcan, Noxalon, to be able to arrest overdoses. And it is very, very, very important that you understand that. I shared this book, From Dope to Hope, by Tim Ryan. I encourage you to get this book. And if you'd like to know more details about how to get it, you can reach out to me. Tim Ryan came to Rasmussen's Romeoville campus and shared with us his extensive um, history of how he was a um, addict and how he went from that to becoming a counselor, and that his biggest failure was that his own son overdosed on cocaine, overdosed on um, heroin, I believe it was, and he wasn't able to help him. So it's a real serious, serious issue. And so today, talking about enforcement perspective. So this last paragraph is a program that came out in 2015 in Massachusetts, and it was labeled the Angel Program. And what it did was it said, as it says here, people seeking help for an opioid addiction were invited to contact the police department, and rather than arresting them, they were connected to treatment services. Those requesting help through the program weren't charged with offense, even if they're in possession of drugs or drug paraphernalia. And under this model, the police department acted as a direct entry point to a treatment process. And so this is just kind of one of the examples. The example that I shared with you guys is this Senate Bill 3023, the Community Law Enforcement Partnership for Deflection and Substance Use Disorder Treatment Act, that is law in Illinois, that it gave authority to law enforcement leaders to conduct collaborative local programs that deflect individuals who've overdosed or who have substance use problems away from the criminal justice system and into the addiction treatment center. So what exactly are these programs? I kind of described it, but this is what the flyer that you have says. Police officers are on the front lines of opioid crisis, and traditionally they have two choices when they come in contact with someone who is a substance use um, abuser, to either arrest or not arrest. Deflection programs provide another option that is something that I've advocated from the beginning, that's more helpful, to connect people with community-based substance use services that address their underlying substance use problems, because that is very serious. And so what has happened is that there's programs being developed throughout the state of Illinois, and it allows for law enforcement officers to help people who are on drugs to get help. Now the law doesn't require that any law enforcement agency create a deflection program, but it does not require the state to provide funding, but there should be funding provided. On the back, which you don't have, there are numerous in organizations that are participants, and the list is growing from various municipalities to various medical groups, major medical groups, other organizations, both government and private, law enforcement associations such as the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police. That's where I got it when I went to their seminar. Illinois Drug Enforcement Officers Association, Illinois Sheriffs, Lake County Chiefs of Police. And then there are departments listed alphabetically throughout the state that are included in this as well. And so these are not like Chicago. These are smaller agencies that operate with this. But the key thing is that there is a recognition that their help is needed for individuals who are on drugs rather than to lock them up. So from the public health, it's a public health issue. As I said before, these are sick people and that they commit crimes to support their habits. All right. So before we get into the video, I'm going to just remind you, you can do this exercise yourself, and you can provide the answers. I do recommend that you do that before your quiz as well as do your reading. All right, so about now, I'm going to go ahead and get this video started. I'm going to turn off my video. Okay, and then I'm going to take out my. It's called Chasing the Dragon, the life of an opioid addict. So pay close attention, and then we will conclude with giving you the key phrase after. I didn't care. I didn't think about it. I just did it. I was so sorry. It was. as you can see, this video, Chasing the Dragon, is very much on point, and it explains how people go from prescription drugs all the way to opioid and losing their lives. So I want you to make sure that you complete this assignment. If you've looked at this video, you can look at it again, and then consider these points in your paper. Very important. And it's a very serious dilemma that we're in. It's affecting families adversely, changing lives that individuals have. And so it's tragic. And as I said before, it leads people to committing crimes such as burglary, prostitution, theft, and other robbery even, to support their habits. And you see people from all walks of life as well. And so it's a dilemma and is an epidemic. And so you as law enforcement individuals are going to be dealing with this situation. And it's the number one issue. Number two is mental health. And sometimes you have people that have both issues together. And law enforcement has to be addressing this in a professional fashion. So with that, I'm going to end tonight by giving you a phrase that I want you to use. And it's appropriate for tonight. It's opioid addiction. Opioid addiction. That's what you got to give me. And you'll get your points. I'll see you next week for the final week lecture. And stay safe, and hope you had a good Labor Day. So I'm going to go. I got to do some work after this even. So I'll see you then. Good night.